to or welcome back to my channel. My name is David and this is David's Closet. Here we talk about handbags, accessories, small leather goods, all of those fun things from the male point of view and on a budget. If that's something that you find interesting, please hit that subscribe button below, watch the video, like it, comment, and also go back and catch up on any videos you may have missed. Today's video is another unboxing, and I am so sorry. I know that everyone doesn't like to do a bunch of unboxings, and I feel like every video I've done recently has been an unboxing, but that stops today because this is the last thing that my budget will allow me to buy, probably for the next 2 months. This is going to be it for a while. And of course I say that knowing that there's like 3 things in my Fashionphile favorites that I'm just waiting for them to go on sale, so who knows. But this should be it. So this is actually an item that I purchased using the updated reserve option. And it's kind of funny because the reserve option is never going to be your first choice if you have the funds to buy it outright, which I did. Because it's funny, I bought this, put it on reserve, 2 weeks later bought my Givenchy Antigona in navy, where I did the collab with Autumn Beckman unboxing, and I paid for that, but this was still on reserve and this cost less than that, so it's a whole thing. It was honestly me testing it out for you guys and just to see how I like the new reserve. For those of you who don't know, it's changed ever so slightly. Still fundamentally the same. You don't have to put as much down. You only have to put 10% down instead of 25 like in the past. And you don't have to wait for items to become reserve eligible. I do believe they had to be on the site for, what was it, 5 days before you could actually reserve them. Now you can reserve something the second it goes live. And I think that's about it. Oh, and there's like no minimum for as much as you want to pay. But overall, it's pretty much the same. The biggest difference is the down payment and the fact you don't have to wait to put things on reserve. You still do lose your 10% down payment if you return the item, which I got burned on with the old system once. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. So anyway, I did buy this. I didn't request anything additional. I took it as is, and here we are. So hopefully I like it, and it's something I do plan on keeping, because if not, I am out 10%. So here is all the confetti that they gave me. And here is the item. You guys know I love Fashionphile, right? So here we are. And can you kind of tell what it is? You may be able to know. It is an SLG. And I'm blaming James Jam for this, of course. And here it is. It says used is the new, like always. Jamie of James Jam has got me obsessed with SLGs. And one of my favorite fashion houses is one that I don't buy a lot from because of the price. And even the pre-love prices are very, very difficult. And I'm taking the sticker that Fashionphile puts on the box off because I'm excited this comes with the box. Anyway, here it is, Chanel. So I bought something from Chanel, and I've never got anything with a box. As you know, I have my 2 Chanel bags, I have my 2 grand shopping totes, and I have a big wish list of things I want. This is kind of one of them. It's a little bit different than what I ideally wanted, which is why I'm really hoping that I like it so I don't lose my 10%. But let's go ahead and get into it, and then I'll tell you why I'm blaming Jamie. And you're watching, and it's all your fault. So here we are, and it comes with the box, but I think that's it. I don't think it comes with the Chanel dust bag or anything. So here is what it comes with, a piece of tissue from Chanel. It says Chanel, Chanelo. And then it has the Chanel sticker from when this was purchased new in the boutique. And then it comes in a Fashionphile dust bag. You know me, gotta smell everything here before I even look. I think we're okay. So Fashionphile does have their SLG dust bags, and it's huge. I wish it was a little smaller for the item, but we will make it work. So here it is. So I got the Chanel, I believe this is the O case. You'll see it listed as a lot of different things: cosmetic case, small pouch, classic pouch, but it's in the reissue crinkle aged leather with the Mademoiselle, I think that's how you say it, turn lock detail. Now that's not a real functional turn lock. It's just, you know, it's just for looks to give it the reissue style. And then, of course, on the back, just the quilted leather. The top, a zipper with a little leather zipper pull. Now this is calf leather, not lamb. I'm not a huge fan of lambskin. I don't feel like it ages well. And the only thing this called out in the listing was a little bit of pilling, which I guess is probably what those little speckles are. I wasn't sure about it, and I'm still not. I'm definitely gonna have to ask the group what they think, because I don't know. I don't think it bothers me too much, because this is a pouch that's gonna go inside of things and it's gonna get used. So if you unzip it here, you have the Chanel authenticity card, which I don't think it told me it came with. And then you have the Chanel stamp, made in Italy, and then it's just fabric lined with the serial stamp down there in the corner. You're not going to probably be able to see it, but it's right where my finger is. You can kind of see the reflection of the leather tab. So that is it. I paid for this $558 total. So if I do return it, I'll lose about $58, $55. I can't do math. I'll lose about 50 bucks. So I don't think that's something I'm going to want to do. I just definitely want to understand this pilling that's referenced, and if it's normal or if it's expected, or if it's going to get worse and start peeling. That's my only concern. I kind of noticed it after I bought it. I won't lie, I was really excited because it was on sale and they were doing one of their things where you could use a code. So I got it even cheaper and I was just so pumped. I bought it, didn't really look. I had two of them favorited and this one looked the best of the two. I probably should have done a little bit more research, but I don't think it's anything that's going to necessarily ruin it for me. But let me know what you guys think. And like I said, I'm going to ask some of my Chanel experts what they think. But I also want to do just a quick comparison of this to a few pouches, because I also did not really expect how big this is. It was really hard to tell. Now, yes, you can read the description and say, 6 by 5. Okay. But until you hold it in your hands, you never quite know. I think we'll compare it to an iPhone Max. This is my dummy iPhone here. I'll do it this way. So it's not quite as big as an iPhone Max. Height-wise, it's about the same, but it's not as long. So you could not put an iPhone in here. Maybe if you had a smaller one. Another thing is the larger Coach outlet corner zips. Also smaller than those. And then the thing I think it's probably going to be the closest to is the small corner zips, I think is what they're called. And it's also a little bit smaller than those, but not by much. So this is going to be your closest comparison. Now this being the soft, aged looking calf skin, it's very, very pliable. So I think that it can probably hold about as much. So kind of what I want to do is just put everything that I would put in one of my pouches in here and see if it even works for me, because it may not work for me. And again, if that's the case, it might be worth the 50 bucks to return it. So here is everything I normally would carry in my catch-all. A really tiny native deodorant, floss, which I do have smaller flossers, my air tag, some pills, and then just some receipts or coupons and things of that nature. And they do fit for sure. It definitely, like I said, has some stretch in it. So that's also really, really nice. And then I also wanted to compare it to my Chanel bag. So here is my caviar black Chanel Grand shopping tote. You can see the beautiful caviar print. Here is the pouch with it. I do think it looks really nice. Jamie of James Jam actually has the exact case I want. The caviar with silver, obviously, and then I want a navy with silver to go with my other one. But this one being slightly different, I thought would go with both well and eliminate the need for buying more than one. So I definitely think it looks cute and it will carry the things that I want to carry. Let me know what you guys think about it. So I did talk to some of the peeps here, and I did decide to go ahead and return the item. I'm really frustrated, and this is a PSA, and I know I've said it before because this is now the second time that I purchased an item on reserve. It wasn't what I expected, or I didn't like it, and I had to return it. Now I will say Fashionphile disclosed the pilling, but I don't think it was pilling. I think it's actually damage to the leather. And I couldn't tell if something was like splattered on it or if something got on it that kind of ate away at the first layer. And I think that was probably more likely. And I was concerned of peeling later down the road. So I returned it. I do think that Fashionphile, and if you're for some reason watching me, you really need to step up your game on these items. And I know that there's been some changes made to the way that they rate things, but stuff like this is very disappointing because I, as a consumer now, have to pay 10% plus a return fee. I'm not returning it because I don't like it or I didn't want it or it was just for fun. I'm returning it because it's damaged, and it's not damaged in the way that it was disclosed, or it's not worn in the way it's disclosed. If it was just, you know, a few marks that I would expect to see, I'd be okay with it, but that's not pilling. So it's not described right. I should get all my money back, but there's nothing I can do about it. Of course, I'll send them a message. I'll get the message back saying that sorry, not sorry. But I definitely will never, ever use reserve again. And I definitely suggest anyone watching, think wisely before you use it because you're out 10%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but right now, between that's roughly about, what, $60, plus I have to pay to ship the item back, I'm out 75 bucks. And it's not my fault that I'm not keeping it. It's because it wasn't disclosed properly. Because had I known that it was truly something else, I wouldn't have bought it. So, that's it, guys. Bye.